Ever wondered why Drake's music is still a pillar in today's hip-hop scene, even after the beef with Kendrick Lamar? One aspect is the timeless production behind Drake's music, making him surpass the 10 billion streams recently. Today we're making 3 different beats, all inspired by Drake's greatest hits, showing you exactly why Drake's production is so timeless and how you can achieve the same sound. Let's hop right into it. Drake's sound has always been evolving, yet at its core lies that underwater R&B vibe. So I wanted to capture that girls want girls feeling, that hypnotic late night atmosphere. So I started with a lush pad that instantly sets the dreamy mood. But here's the thing, Drake's beats rarely stay static, so I added movement with a rising analog pad, inspired by his song Gimme a Hug. In addition to that final spark, I layered textured top notes, hovering over the chords. It's those tiny details that makes your ears want to come back. Taking cues from his song Fair Trade, I chopped in some ghostly vocal layers, giving that melody some nostalgic sample touch. And underneath it all, a deep distorted bass, gluing everything together, adding that dark weight sound, perfect for R&B. And of course, the heartbeat of every Drake R&B beat is that underwater percussion loop, giving the melody that iconic bounce. The second I dropped it in, the sample just came alive. And to keep it engaging, I sprinkled in some ear candy. Quick synth ones, ambient textures, and playful accents that keep your ears guessing, even after multiple listens. Quick break, if you are vibing with this, I got 3 complete high quality sample packs, R&B, soul and trap, completely free. As part of my first shop launch, they are yours for absolutely nothing. Just hit the link below, enter your email and grab them. Now let's get back to the beats. And with the sample locked in, I moved to the drums. So because I like that percussion bounce from before, I switched it for a more trap infused groove. Now I layered some bouncy hi-hats and some open hats, playing off of the drums, giving it that call and response feel, which is exactly what Drake R&B beats are all about. Now Drake needs space in his beats, so adding that deep bass sound would fill the beat too much. So to counter that, I switched that deep bass for a more subbier, lighter one. And to add movement and variation to the verse, I tightened the hi-hat and make them faster and more rhythmic. Perfect for keeping that energy up without crowding the vocals. I'm gonna show you all the final beats at the end of the video, but this beat right here is just the warm-up. The next beat has that high Drake energy, the kind of tracks that makes your head nod without you even realizing it. Now Drake's catalog wouldn't be complete without his soulful beats. Think Nice for What, that perfect blend of nostalgia and modern bounce. So I started this beat off with a piano starter and a vintage drum break that instantly sets that soulful groove. And then I brought in an organ, a must for that churchful, warmth, soulful feel Drake loves so much. This organ pattern right here is pretty much just following the chord progression of the piano starter before, as you can see right here. Now, soul records are usually layers of different instruments, making them sound complex and luxurious. So to replicate that, I layered in some brass, strings and violins following the chord progression from before. Suddenly, the melody felt way more complex and expensive, like something you could hear on a vinyl record. Now to glue everything together, I added some high-end belt sounds and a groovy bass line following the chord progression and the melody before. And last but not least, I took a soulful vocal sample, added it in, and that's the sample. Now here's the secret. To get that authentic Drake soulful feel, I took the sample and flipped it into something more Drake-like. So I took the sample, pitched it up, and sped it up until we had something like this. Now I took the second part right here and chopped it up into that hypnotic loop. And for the drums, I kept it simple. A two-step hi-hats with some rolls, classic open hat placement, and that unmistakable Drake snare pattern. A few perks to fill the pockets, and finally a hard-hitting kick and 808 to add some bounce. Wait until you hear how this one hits in the final showcase. It's the kind of beat that makes you nod your head without even noticing. And now for the next beat, we're getting experimental. Drake's willingness to experiment is what keeps him relevant. He's played with trap beats in his song What Did I Miss, pop beats in Die Trying, drill beats in Demons, and even reggaeton beats in One Dance. For this beat, I thought of going more experimental, but keeping that typical Drake vibe. I aimed for an R&B inspired progression with some experimental metal sounding drums. So I combined two warm pads for that emotional core foundation. And after that, I layered in a soulful vocal like in his R&B beats to give it that catchy, hook-ready feel. And then I exported everything and chopped it into a simpler, more unique way, like in his soul beats. Now I chopped an Afro percussion loop and made it fit into the melody, giving it a unique offbeat flavor. Now the only thing missing here is a dark, deep thud bass, filling in that low end. But to keep it experimental, I also added in an unorthodox snare pattern followed by a bouncy hi-hat. Finally, an unusual but bouncy kick pattern tied everything together, giving it that forward-thinking, experimental Drake vibe. And before I show you all the beats back to back, like this video if you learned something new, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any other videos, and let me know on which beat you hear Drake the most. Grab the free sample packs with the link below, and now let's listen to these beats.